for the Clippers?
I wouldn't say either team needs that piece, and while I do believe that Marcus Morris will go to one of those two teams, I don't know that he tilts the balance one way or the other. The Clippers, if you're looking at their weaknesses, they need somebody in that front court. They need rebounding help, and Marcus Morris really isn't that guy. The Lakers, they could use more shooting, maybe help with the point guard position. Marcus Morris really isn't that guy. But Morris, if you're the Clippers, you can't let Marcus Morris get away. You have got a contracted deal in Mo Harkless.
And Mo Harkless is not playing well.
Not playing. Like, not a factor. You can trade your first-round pick this year, and after that, you can't trade it till, like, we colonize Mars. Like, it's going to be forever until you can trade a first-round draft because of other deals that they've made. You've got to go out and use that capital to get Marcus Morris because he can play the 3 and the 4. He is a 40+% three-point shooter. He is a guy that helps you, and you can't let that guy go across the hall to the LA Clippers. So while I think there are other shoes to drop, you've got buyout market for a big man for the Clippers. I think Darren Collison's a guy to watch in LA with the Lakers. I think Morris is the guy that, to answer that question, is the guy that the Clippers can't let get away.
Go ahead, Jenna. The follow-up I was going to have, though, is this. I understand the blocking move of we don't necessarily need Marcus Morris if we're the Clippers, but we don't want the Lakers to get him. Here, the reason my answer is who needs to add a piece more, it's very obvious. To me, it's the Clippers, but the piece is not Marcus Morris. The Clippers need a rim protector. You cannot beat in consecutive series the Lakers and the Bucks with Montrezl Harrell as your starting center. You just can't. Now, maybe he'll be the starting center, but without someone...
No, with Zubac, you might be able to beat him. Like, Zubac is an excellent perimeter defender. Like,
yeah, absolutely. For his size, he's a good perimeter defender.
Pick-and-roll defense is there.
You need a rim protector to stop Giannis and LeBron flatly. The reason I don't think the Lakers have a desperate need, listen, would they like to add shooting? Yes. Every team in the league doesn't have enough shooting, right? Everyone would like to add shooting. And I think Collison would be a great fit for them. He was a guy I wanted them to go after this summer before Collison shockingly retired and seemingly left maybe a $30 million
$50 million probably. Yeah. The Ricky Rubio number was probably
a 3-year, $48 million contract, something like that on the table. I can't believe he did it to this day. But what the Lakers really, what their actual need is ball handling, another playmaker. I mean, come the playoffs, LeBron going to be playing 42 minutes a game. He's going to handle that for you. And this idea of, well, what if LeBron can't? Well, if LeBron can't, you're screwed. The Lakers' plan is very, very simple. Trust the greatest player ever to continue to play at that level. Anything less than that, they will lose, right? So I don't look at the Lakers having a massive need. I look at the Clippers and I say right now, there's 5 guys on their roster, Mannix, I really trust. None of them are rim protectors, and a few of them are designated hitters. Like Lou Williams is a one-way player. Patrick Beverley, even though he's shooting better this year, is a one-way player. And Trez is a one-way player. They need a big. And by big, I don't mean a post player. I don't mean a 4. I mean a 5. And that's the part for me that I don't understand. I don't understand why they couldn't have gotten Capella because the Rockets weren't going to trade him in conference.
The guy that you're talking about that they should, I don't think he's available, but is Aaron Baines.
Sure,
Aaron Baines in Phoenix would be an ideal fit in that situation. He is a screen setter. He is a rim protector. He is a rebounder. He plays great on-ball defense.
Sweaty, smells bad, the whole nine. Everything you want from a big.
The sense I get is that Phoenix wants to re-sign him next summer. That's why he's not available. But if you can extract Aaron Baines, that would be the guy. Right now, I think they're looking at Marcus Morris, but Aaron Baines is exactly who you're talking about.
And that's the need for them. Like, I know people think I'm too far down on the Clippers. They have a hole on their roster.
So for the Lakers, it's a want. For the Clippers, it's a need.
Perfect, Jenna. Exactly right. And for the Lakers, I also don't know for Marcus Morris. Like the part of the addition for the Lakers is it removes Kuzma. Listen, you and I have talked about this on your great podcast and one of your many media platforms. Kuzma needs to grow the hell up immediately. Kuzma, it's tough. Guys who haven't been paid, it's tough. Guys who haven't been in these winning situations, it's tough. People say LeBron wants to play with older guys. LeBron wants to play with guys who are more worried about what's right for the team than for themselves. But that is incredibly difficult if you haven't been paid yet. And Kuzma, whether it's his trainer popping off online or him continually blowing 3-on-1 fast breaks because he's the one who wants the layup instead of making the right pass, that is not a winning formula. And so one day he might be ready for this. Right now, he's not exhibited that. So if you ship him out and bring in a true pro in Marcus Morris and a legitimate tough guy, I do think that helps the Lakers in a substantial way.
All right, we're going to break there. Coming up, is Patrick Mahomes destined to steal away Tom Brady's GOAT title? That's the head on First Things.
I think Bill Belichick would take him back.
A Brady
Maybe a
Garoppolo
swap?
1 for
Bill
1.
Belichick would take him back in a heartbeat.
Hey, how good are the Miami Heat? Well, they're a little bit better today after getting Andre Iguodala from the Grizzlies last night. The 36-year-old former NBA Finals MVP goes to Miami with a 2-year, $30 million extension. There are also reports that the trade could land Danilo Gallinari with the Heat before today's deadline. So, Nick, are the Heat legit contenders in the East after this move?
Well, this move also culminates with Gallinari. I think they are the second best team in the conference. Now, I don't think anyone in the East is going to be able to compete with Milwaukee. So define if contender is, can you make the conference finals? 100%. Absolutely. They should be able to. They're right now 4th in the standings. They should be able to tick up to that 2-3 line so they avoid Milwaukee in round 2. And things happen. Guys get hurt. Guys get tight. There are things to where you now look at Miami and say, man, Pat bleeping Riley, America. This guy had a good playing career, was far better as a head coach, Hall of Fame coaching career, and I would argue, Mannix, has been even better as an executive than he was as a head coach. I don't know how they just all of a sudden, seemingly with no assets, get Jimmy Butler. And now all of a sudden, they might not only get Iggy, who I thought, maybe you tell me you were hearing different things, I thought he was definitely going to one of the 2 LA teams, but now also might get Gallinari. They already go 10 deep. I don't think their starting lineup is overwhelming, but their second lineup might be as good as their starting lineup. It's just a wildly impressive job of team building and culture building by Riley and Spo.
Yeah, a couple things. Throw in Andy Ellsberg, who's the GM down in Miami, who is like the cap master and made all this stuff work.
Has the job I want.
In the what we know department, right? We know that Iguodala is headed to Miami. He helps. Jimmy Butler has been taxed a lot this season. Iguodala is the kind of guy that defensively he's going to be able to step in and guard 2s and 3s and be that type of player, taking some of the pressure off some of the other guys on the roster. So assuming that he can get back into game shape, which, by the way, I'd still like to see at this point. He's been off since last June. Let's see how long it takes him to get back into shape. But assuming he can get back into game shape, that's a significant upgrade. They are not on Milwaukee's level, though, to your point, unless they add Gallinari. Gallinari's terrific. He is a 20-point-per-game scorer who can shoot the 3, who can score various ways. He takes pressure offensively off of Jimmy Butler. Now, I've heard mixed things in the last 12 hours about whether or not that deal goes through. The Thunder are notoriously tough to deal with, but they are motivated to deal Gallinari, who is not part of their long-term future. So if they get Gallinari, I think they can compete with Milwaukee.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was going to follow up on.
Compete
so you
with.
think that if they get Gallinari, that they could, let's just assume full health for both sides, that could be a series that we're seeing a game 6 of, and you don't know what's going to happen?
Yeah, I think you could see a game 6. I just think Bam Adebayo is great, a defensive player. Eric Spoelstra, excellent coach. He'll find different ways to kind of attack Giannis, maybe force him to be a perimeter shooter. And what worries me about Milwaukee, and when you talk to people in the Bucks organization, it worries them too, Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe remains somewhat of a concern because the last 2 postseasons, he has struggled at various points. Against Boston 2 years ago, he really struggled. The conference finals last year, he struggled. This year, there is no Malcolm Brogdon safety net. It's Eric Bledsoe and George Hill, who's been good, but it's Eric Bledsoe who needs to step up and play. If he struggles again, it opens the door.
And one last very quick point. Listen, Iguodala just turned 36, hasn't played basketball all year. He was playing limited minutes last year. But what he instantly adds is top of the league level maturity and playoff experience. And as good as this Heat team has been in the regular season, they haven't been very good on the road, which I think speaks to the lack of maturity. And once the postseason comes along, Kendrick Dunn, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero have never played a big game in their a real big game in their respective careers. Iggy will take some of the pressure off them in that regard.
No matter what happens over the next 12 hours, the big winner at the trade deadline is Andre Iguodala. He played golf for 6 months and now has a 2-year, $30 million
got an extension.
That's what I'm saying.
Got to Miami, no state tax, an extension. Unbelievable.
Life is good for Iggy right now. All right, it's time now for your rewarding performance, sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? The battle for bragging rights out in L.A. is heating up ahead of today's trade deadline. Lakers and Clippers reportedly in an arms race to steal away Knicks forward Marcus Morris. Morris is averaging just under 20 points per game this season. So, Mannix, which team